What is the rule relating x and y? Okay, honestly, I could go into this, but I'm just gonna say right off the bat, since it's multi-choice and they give it to you, I would just trial and error. So literally just do 30 times 15, for example, for B, and well, straight off the bat, 30 times 15 equals 450, which is equivalent to y. So I'm just gonna say B. Yeah, it's a bit of a trek to try and work out the actual thing, so just trial and error. Question 20, which of the following graphs shows y equals 2 over x? Okay, I'm hoping you got this right, because we went over it quite in depth today, but essentially, you know asymptotes? I'm hoping that's how you spell it. Or denominator equals 0, and 0 if there's no translation. And y equals 0 if there's no translation, which in this case there isn't for the denominator. Isn't overall. So denominator equals 0, x equals 0 is an asymptote, y equals 0 is an asymptote because there's no translation vertically, and therefore it can't be A because it goes through 0, can't be C because it goes through 0, can't be D because it goes through 0, and it's therefore very obviously B. And just quickly, A would be a parabola, C would be a cubic, and D would be an exponential graph. So B is the only hyperbola actually. So you can just get it off the bat. But yeah. Next one, 21. What is the solution to the pair of simultaneous equations? Okay, you actually had quite good working out for simultaneous equations earlier. Your only issue was you kept doubting yourself the whole way through. So, full confidence, 5x plus 7y minus 3 equals 0 is our equation 1. And y equals 7 minus 4x is our equation 2. Okay, I'm actually going to just rearrange this first one because you want them to equal the same thing. So 7y equals negative 5x plus 3. Y equals negative 5x plus 3 over 7. And you just sub that into the other one. So this is your 1 into 2. Negative 5x plus 3 over 7 equals 7 minus 4x. This is all just algebra, so I'm not really explaining much. Because you should know how to do it. 49 minus 28x. Obviously, the speed doesn't necessarily have to be there. You'd prefer to be precise with it. Make sure you don't make any mistakes. But you do want to get fast eventually. To save time on the paper. But so we find x equals 2, and then you sub, so you let that equal 3. 3 into equation 2 seems the easiest. Y equals 7 minus 8 equals negative 1. So x is 2, y is negative 1, therefore it's B. 22. What is the equation of this circle? Okay, we didn't go over circles today, actually. I wish we did. But I do have very good videos on them on YouTube, or at least very interesting ones, in my opinion. Not because I made them, just because I love the topic. So if you don't understand them, then I would go look at that for more in-depth. But basically, we know this point here is 6, 8, and this point here is 0, 0. So we can use distance formula to find the length here, this length, which is the radius, right? Because it's moving from the middle to the outside. So the simplest way to do this is just draw a triangle. Let this equal 6, that equal 8, and this equals c, and then 6 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. 36 plus 64 equals c squared. C squared equals 100. And you know that your radius, x squared plus y squared equals r squared. And r squared equals c squared. Therefore, r squared equals 100. And then we look here, and D is the one where the radius is 100. Again, I just went through that quickly because it's not the most complicated question, but I can clarify that. Just send me a message and I'll go through it a bit slower if you'd like. Because it does use distance formula actually, which I don't think we went over today. Question 23. Two lines have equations y equals 5x minus 7 and y equals negative 5x minus 7. Which of the following sentences is not true? Okay. Both lines have a y-intercept of negative 7. Straight off the bat, if you let x equal 0, you basically just eliminate these terms, and they both equal negative 7. So you know that's not the one that's not true, because it is true. The lines have a point of intersection at 0, negative 7. If you think about it, if they're both intercepting y at negative 7, at this point here, one of them has a negative gradient, so I'll draw it like this. They do intersect there because they're both touching the same point at the same time. So again, that one's true, therefore it can't be that one. The lines have different gradients. The gradient, remember, is the coefficient of x. This one's 5, this one's negative 5, therefore they do have different gradients. So C is true, so it can't be that one. And the lines have the same gradients. So like, if I looked at it earlier, you could just see that it was either C or D because those two are opposite and therefore can't both be the same at the same time. And actually the same is true with A and B, because if they do have a y-intercept of negative 7, it means they guaranteed also intersect it. But whatever, I'm rambling. So the lines don't have the same gradient, therefore that is the one that's not true. So the answer is D. Question 24, which translations are required to change y equals x squared into y equals x minus 3 squared plus 2? We just went over this today. Remember, on the inside, if you have x minus 3, that's going to be moving 3 to the right. And if you have plus 2, it's moving up by 2. So 3 to the right and up by 2. So D. Again, I would explain that, but we just went through it today. So